Customer relationship. How well do you know it? Customer relationship. This topic is perhaps one of the most important topics when it comes to business. Perhaps one of the most important. I tell people that your customers are actually the ones that are paying you, the ones that are feeding you. They are like your employer. You are the employee of your customers. I mean, remove your customers, you fold up. Remove your customers, you cannot continue. So they are paying your rent, they are paying your fees, they're taking care of your bills. So they are your master. And unless you understand it from that point of view, you're making a big mistake as a businessman or a businesswoman. So how do you treat your customers? Customer relationship is very important. In one of my courses, when I was doing my business degree, we actually looked at it as a whole subject of its own. Customer relationship. What is your relationship with your customers like? Are you somebody who understands that it takes good attitude to get and to keep a good customer? Let me start by looking at what I call the ease of customer relationship. The 5 E's. Let's start with them. Entice, enter, engage, exit, and extend. Entice, enter, engage, exit, and extend. Entices, how do you get them? How do you make these people become interested? How do you woo them? How do you convince them? How do you make them show interest in whatever it is that you're telling them? How do you make them begin to look towards your direction? How do you convince them to begin to believe what you're saying? How do you begin to convince them to believe that the product or whatever the services you're rendering, whatever you're about to sell to them will make sense, will impact them? How do you entice them? Is the first one. And then enter. How do you make them to not enter your shop? After you finish enticing them, I mean, if they're still outside of your shop, they still may not buy. So they must have to enter your shop, enter your office. How do you get them to come in? How do you get them to sit down? I mean, do you have the facility? Do you have what it takes to make somebody actually come in? Remember, you're not the only one in that line selling that same product. So they might go to another place. They might enter the other shop. So how do you make them to enter? How do you make them to come into your shop? This is very important, and you must have the skill and the strategy to do that. Another one is, how do you engage them when they eventually enter? How do you engage them? How do you continue to convince them, to make them believe that this product is good? I mean, somebody can come in wanting to buy A, but you eventually convince them to buy B because maybe you don't have A. Good businessmen and women sell what they have. They say that an average good businessman, you will not go out of their shop with that money you came in with. Even if they don't have what you want to buy, they make you buy what they have. You know, they say when the desirable is not available, the available becomes desirable. They make you buy what they have. So how do you engage them? How do you convince them to go ahead and buy? You know, they will also leave. That's where the exit comes in. Exit, it also exit your shop. What is their mindset as they're living? What is their experience as they're living? Are they living happy? Are they living, comfortable? Are they living convinced? Are they living fulfilled? The exit is key. It's not just about the enter, the exit. You don't just take their money and say, whatever happens to them, happen to them. No, make sure as they are going fulfilled. They are going happy. Then the next E is extend. How do you extend that relationship? How do you build loyalty? How do you make them come back again? How do you make them tell others about it? How do you make them, your advertisers? How do you make them spread the word? It is important. That's where extend comes in. So customer relationship is absolutely important. There are people that fight their customers. A customer will come into your shop and you tell him this thing is 20,000, and they tell you, can you sell 2,000? And you get angry and they want to rain all the curses on earth on their head. Guess what? You are doing yourself, because that person will not enter your shop again. You gotta know that many people are not well. Some are not mentally well also. So they might come into your shop with whatever it is that they are going through, and they unload their frustration on you. As a good businessman or woman, you take it. The only thing you are there to do is to sell your market. You're not there to be respected. You're not there to be honored. You're not there to be worshipped. No, you're there just to sell. If they come and they price you in such a way that you get upset, my dear, take it. That's the reason why they say a customer is always right. You tell them the price is 20,000, they price you 2,000. An average person will say, "What rubbish! Get out of this place! I told you 20,000. You're telling me 2,000." A good businessman will say, "Actually, you tried, but I bought it 19.5, so I cannot sell for 2,000. If you give me 19.7, maybe I will sell." See, because I am telling you, many people are coming to the market with different frustrations they are going through. So it is not your duty to come and you are not a correction officer. You are not a prison warder. You are not there to put people in line. You are there to sell your product. That's all you're there to do. You don't fight your customers. You don't fight them. When you fight them, you chase them away. Nobody comes where they are disrespected. Nobody enters there again. And remember, you are in a competitive business. You're not the only person selling that product. You're not the only person selling that particular product. So you gotta know that. Another thing that you should know is when it comes to customer relationship, a couple things, and maybe I would like to end with this. It has to do with satisfaction, customer satisfaction. Customer needs to be satisfied. As they enter your shop, they need to be satisfied. If not, you not see them again. The other one is loyalty. Loyalty is coming back. Loyalty is customer returning. Customer retention. That's the reason why they will pass many other shops before they enter your own. Not necessarily because others are selling cheaper, but because they believe in you, because they found you, somebody they can trust. That loyalty is important. The other thing here is profitability. This has to do with you. You must make profit. You don't just, you're not there to make friends just for the sake of friendship. No, you must make profit. But be careful so that profit does not be the only thing you're looking at. And then I talked about it earlier, customer retention. Making sure you keep them. How do you keep them? You keep them by showing them that they're important, that they matter. Do you know your customers' names? Do you know where they're coming from? Do you know what that area is like? Do you know the name of their children? Do you know their birthdays? Do you know their wedding anniversary days? When they lose somebody and they are mourning, do you know? When they are doing wedding anniversary, do you know? Some of these things are important. When you show your customers you care, I'm telling you, that's how you build loyalty. That's how they keep coming. When you remember their birthdays and send a message, or you even attend, they lose their mother, lose their father, and they see you there. Next time they're coming straight to your shop like a zombie, passing all that shops that are selling the same thing, even for cheaper prices, and they come straight to your shop because there is something here that goes beyond price and product. Friendship has been established. That's customer service. That's customer relationship. So my hope is that some of these things will help you in your business, because remember, your customers are the ones paying you. They're the ones footing your bills. They are your employer. You actually their employee. So treat them like your master, because they actually feed you. So my hope is that we will take note of these things and apply it appropriately. May God bless you and bless your business. Amen.